Hey, Liam. You know, sometimes I really want to practice my English, but I don't always have someone to talk to. It's hard to find a partner every time.
I totally get that, Emma. Actually, there are so many ways you can practice English on your own, and some of them are really effective. How about we go over a few of these solo strategies together?
That sounds awesome. I feel like it'll give me a bit of structure so I don't feel stuck when I'm practicing alone.
Let's start with one of my favorite tips, talking to yourself in English. I know it might sound funny, but it's a great way to build confidence.
Oh, you mean just kind of having a conversation with myself?
Exactly. Imagine you're explaining your day, talking about things you need to do, or even describing what you're cooking. It feels strange at first, but it's a fantastic way to get comfortable speaking out loud. You could even try talking through your daily routines like, I'm brushing my teeth now. Next, I'll make breakfast. And so on.
That's true. I could even narrate what I'm doing as if I'm explaining it to someone else.
Yes! Think of it like creating your own personal English environment. Plus, the more you speak out loud, the more you'll notice areas where you might need to improve, like pronunciation or word choice. And if you want to push it further, set a timer and try to speak for 1 or 2 minutes without stopping, no matter what.
Oh, I like that. It'll feel like I'm in my own little practice bubble. I could even pick random topics to talk about, like my hobbies or my plans for the weekend.
Exactly. And if you run out of ideas, you could describe things around you or talk about something you saw recently, like a movie or book. It's a fun way to challenge yourself and think in English.
What about vocabulary? I feel like I come across so many new words, but I don't remember them all.
That's a great point. Try keeping a vocabulary journal. Write down any new words you come across with definitions and examples if possible. You can review it daily or weekly.
Kind of like creating my own dictionary.
Exactly. And here's a fun idea. Every day, pick a word from your journal and try to use it in a sentence or make up a short story around it. This will help you remember the word better.
I love that. Plus, it'll make learning vocabulary more active instead of just reading definitions.
You could even make it more colorful and draw small doodles or images next to the words to help you visualize. Studies show that adding visuals helps memory, especially for vocabulary.
Oh, that's a great idea. I could use different colors for nouns, verbs, or adjectives. That'll make it fun and easier to review.
Exactly. Plus, every time you see the journal, you'll feel proud of your progress. It's like seeing all the words you've mastered over time.
I've heard that writing helps a lot too. How would you recommend practicing writing alone?
Oh, absolutely. Writing daily is a powerful way to reinforce vocabulary, sentence structure, and even grammar. Start a diary where you write about your day, your thoughts, or even your goals. It doesn't have to be perfect.
A diary sounds nice. I could even set a goal to write a few sentences each day, like a mini journal.
Exactly, and over time you'll start to see improvements. It's great for reflecting on your progress too. Plus, you can try writing in different styles, like casual or formal, or even writing short dialogues for fun.
That sounds like a creative way to keep it fresh. I'll definitely try that.
Another idea, try summarizing things you read or watch, like a news article or movie. Write a short paragraph about the main idea, which will help you organize thoughts in English.
Good point. I think summarizing something I've watched will also help me remember it better.
Exactly. You're building comprehension and learning to express complex ideas. Just take it one step at a time.
Is it helpful to record myself when I practice speaking?
Absolutely, Emma. Recording yourself is one of the best ways to track progress. You can listen back to hear your pronunciation, see how fluent you sound, and even notice small mistakes.
That makes sense. But isn't it a bit awkward to hear your own voice?
It might feel weird at first, but you'll get used to it. Plus, it's really encouraging to look back and see how much you improve over time. You'll also gain a lot of confidence because you'll notice where you're doing well.
I guess it's like giving myself feedback. That way, I don't need a teacher or partner to tell me where I can improve.
Exactly. You're building self-awareness, and it makes you a more active learner. You could try recording yourself discussing the same topic once a month and compare. It's a great way to motivate yourself.
What about listening practice? Sometimes listening alone doesn't feel very interactive.
Good question. When practicing alone, you can still keep it engaging by choosing a mix of audio materials, like podcasts, audiobooks, or news in English. Start with topics that interest you.
I listen to English podcasts sometimes, but I find that I can't catch every word.
That's completely normal. Try this. Listen for the main idea instead of every single word. Jot down any interesting phrases, then re-listen a few times. You'll understand more each time.
That sounds doable. And I guess re-listening reinforces what I learned, right?
Exactly. Plus, if you can't understand something, you can use subtitles or transcripts to fill in the gaps. It's all about consistent practice.
I like the idea of narrating my day, but what if I run out of things to say?
Then try describing what's around you. Look around your room or wherever you are and describe what you see. Describe colors, shapes, or even create a story about an object.
Interesting. I could say, there's a blue chair by the window that looks really comfy. Or make up a story about why I have that chair.
Exactly. Describing your surroundings is great for vocabulary, and storytelling lets you get creative. You'll start thinking more naturally in English without translating in your head.
What do you think about using flashcards? I've seen some apps that use flashcards, but I'm not sure if they're helpful.
Flashcards can be fantastic. You can either make your own or use an app. They're perfect for reviewing vocabulary regularly because they use a technique called spaced repetition to help you remember better.
Oh, that's interesting. I could make flashcards for words I struggle with the most.
Yes. And to make it more interactive, use the flashcards in sentences as you go through them. That way, you're practicing vocabulary in context, which helps you remember better.
That's such a good idea. I think it would make reviewing vocabulary less boring. I've seen people suggest watching English shows, but I feel like I just get lost in the story and forget to actually practice.
That can happen, but here's a technique. Try watching a short scene, then pause and repeat after the characters. It's called shadowing, and it's really helpful for pronunciation and fluency.
So I would just repeat what they're saying right after they say it.
Exactly. And choose scenes with clear dialogues, so it's easier to follow. Shadowing trains you to sound more natural because you're copying the way native speakers talk.
That actually sounds like fun. I might even feel like an actor for a...
Absolutely. Plus, it keeps things fresh and exciting. Shadowing works wonders for your accent, intonation, and rhythm. It's like giving yourself a mini conversation without needing a partner.
I could pick my favorite scenes from movies or shows. It'll be fun and productive.
Exactly. And it's a great way to bring more emotion into your practice. You're not just repeating words, you're learning to express yourself with the same energy as the characters.
You know, I feel like I get overwhelmed by all the ways to practice. Do you think it's better to set specific goals?
Definitely, Emma. Goals give you a sense of direction. Instead of saying, I'll practice English, break it down. Try something like, I'll learn 5 new words today, or I'll watch a 10-minute video and take notes. This makes progress feel achievable.
I like that. It's less intimidating than just thinking I have to practice everything at once.
Right. And each small goal is like a step on the ladder. Over time, those small goals add up, and you'll feel more accomplished without feeling pressured.
Yeah, I could even make a checklist. It feels good to cross things off and see what I've achieved.
Perfect. And if you miss a goal one day, don't worry. Just pick up where you left off the next day. Consistency is what matters most.
Thanks, Liam. These tips are so practical. I feel like I have a solid plan now.
Anytime, Emma. Remember, learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. So enjoy the process, take it step by step, and keep going. You've got this.